Hello, this is the video for December 20th, 2016, and the title is What Loneliness Teaches. I just finished my previous video about an hour or so ago. It dawned on me like a flash of light. I'm lonely. I have thoughts that I can never have a partner since they stole my home and put me in a horrible financial situation. I translated that into, I'll be alone the rest of my life. No wonder I prayed for it to end. My aha moment asked a question. Would I actually allow someone to get close to me? Yes, I was equating my financial situation to being unlovable. I need to change what I can, especially my attitude. Perhaps there is someone I could share love with, even at 70. Okay, God, I'll allow for that. It would surely make a great Christmas present. Indeed, I wrote that within an hour to an hour and a half after I finished my last video and posted it online. And it's been over 20 hours since I wrote that blurb, during which time I've continued to reminisce. Now, what's happening is the Christmas vacation is coming up, and a lot of my responsibilities that I normally do on a week in, week out basis are not going to be having to be done. I'm not going to have to take children to school and pick them up and things like that. My son is going to be going away for a period of time, and he won't even be home. So I'll have the house. I'll be home alone, and it's holiday, and lots of things are coming in my mind as I'm reflecting on the past. I even went back and I looked at my high school stuff online, seeing what I could see. And then I even went back and I looked at the church that I preached my first sermon in. I wanted to find information, not where it relocated, but the actual building that I preached my first sermon in when I was 14 years old. And ironically, it's a fast food restaurant there now. And you have to understand, folks, this was one of the largest churches in Paterson, New Jersey at the time that I went there. I mean, it was huge. The secondary auditorium was what they called the 500 room. It would seat 500 people. And the main sanctuary probably would put 1,000 people in. I'm guessing. I don't remember what the actual numbers were. They were pews and not chairs, individual seats. So it's a little bit different to count in that respect. But the church doesn't even exist. The building that was there doesn't even exist anymore. And in fact, they renamed Broadway, the street that it was on, Broadway and Summer Street. They renamed it Martin Luther King Boulevard or something like that. So it doesn't even have the same name that it used to have. And ironically, I noticed on the map that Godwin Ave, which is the street in Midland Park that I grew up on, is only like 4 blocks back behind what used to be Broadway. Now Martin Luther King Boulevard or whatever. Anyway, I've been going through a lot of reminiscing and realizing that for almost a year now, I've just been in despair. Losing my home, to me, was worse than any challenge I've ever had to face. Again, because it was gifted to me. That home was gifted to me by my non-judgmental spiritual mom, Reverend Dr. Mary Horgan. And I fully intended to be able to live there the rest of my life. At this point in time, I'm throwing the doors open. I'm willing to relocate if that's what presents itself as a viable opportunity. I'm willing to welcome into my world the possibility of developing a good friendship and maybe a loving relationship. I'm not going to jump into anything too quickly, I don't believe. But by the same token, I'm not going to continue to put my hands up and say, stay away, which I pretty much, barricaded myself into the alone for the rest of my life mentality. And that actually goes back, to when I lost full control of my home, when my daughter and her family moved in, and I could no longer have meetings in my house. Then I tried to go to the Unity Church and have meetings at Unity, and they wouldn't let me have meetings unless I agreed to conditions that I would not agree to. In other words, no political discussion. That was a taboo subject, which is absolutely insane, but a lot of churches are like that. And I don't even know if the church that I go to now would welcome honest, open discussion because of this 501c3 creation that it ties the hands of churches and doesn't allow them to touch subjects that the government considers out of bounds and challenging to their authority and their disinformation program that they've been doing. On the same token today, I've watched some other videos. Apparently there's a lot going on in Antarctica. I'm going to look at that more and maybe make a video in the future about it. But there seems to be a lot more elements taking active roles in the unfolding of events for humanity on this planet. And while some of them are certainly the cabal and evil influences of what I would consider demonic entities, there's also good entities that are working according to David Wilcock and Corey Good. I just watched earlier, listened actually, to an hour-long video that David put out just in the last day or two. And it's interesting that maybe some good things are going to happen for humanity. There's still resistance to Donald Trump being president. Hillary and the cabal are still trying to overturn the election and prevent Trump from actually taking office. There's all sorts of rumors, and I mean, it's enough to make a sane person go crazy trying to figure out and keep it as enough of an open mind to know what's going on, but to figure out what the truth is, because so much of it is contradictory. Some of it's obvious misinformation. Some of it you just don't know how things are going to unfold and what the truth is about the unfoldment of events here at this crucial time in human history, where we obviously are going to have a chance to maybe take a leap of faith and a leap of consciousness, so that we have our codons turned back on, and the things that disempowered us are going to re-empower us. Call it an awakening. Call it what's the other word that I'm trying to think of? It doesn't matter. It's going to be a potential for significant change. Now, I don't like to put things into the future because there's only now to me, and promises have been broken over and over again, all of our lives and past lives before that, because liars have been running the planet. Maybe something good is going to happen, and I want to allow my heart to be open enough to embrace changes, however they may present themselves, and not be so ironclad in where I have to live. And anyway, I think you're getting the drift of where I am, and I consider it a good thing, and I ask for prayers and any suggestions that you might have of how I could get my life sort of back on a more positive track. I'd appreciate the suggestions. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy all of them or any of them, but at least present them and let me see what opens up for me in my heart and in my mind and in my life. So anyway, thank you for listening, and namaste.